Hi, today is Wednesday, October 4th. We started with our attendance and moved straight into math. So please get out your chapter 4 math book and turn to page 149. So if you want to try the problems where it says find the product, just the multiplication problems, go ahead and do that now. Because I put on the timer for 6 minutes and the students solve these problems on their own. So we are working on 3 and 6s, multiplying by 3 and 6. The book does explain some more strategies, but we've already learned array, groups and objects, repeated addition, skip counting. So I don't want to introduce any more strategies. It's so much in our brains. So you need to show your work again with every multiplication problem except for 0, 1, and 10. If there is a multiplication problem with 0, 1, or 10, you don't need to show your work because you know those tricks. So after 6 minutes, we went through and these are our answers that we got together. And I showed some different strategies. We did some skip counting, groups and objects. Up here, I did some repeated addition. So pause and check your work. Then we turn to the next page, 150A. So 150A, all of it is homework. 150B, all of it is homework. On the top, if you want to write, don't need to show work for 0, 1, or 10. Right, so there's a 1, so you don't need to show your work. There is, let's see if we can find a 10. There's a 10, you don't need to show your work. But 3 and 6, 3 times 6, you need to show your work. 7 times 6, you need to show your work. Then we solved 21 together. James got 3 hits in each of his baseball games. He has played 4 baseball games. How many hits has he had? We need to use cubes. Now that we're moving into multiplication, eventually we're going to move into 2-step problems, and it's going to get more challenging. So cubes helps us slow down, see what the question is asking, draw pictures, and so we know what to do. So the first step, we always jump to U, underline the question. And our question is, how many hits has he had? We are looking at hits. That's why I kind of put a half box. That will help us decide our key numbers. So you go up to C, circle the key numbers. Hits, there it is. So there's 3 is 1. And then when do you hit the ball? During baseball games. So 4 is going to be a key number as well. Then we go to box the math verb. We have each and of. Both of these mean multiply, so we know we're multiplying. So we could put 4 times 3. But we need to show our work. The reason I put 4 first is that is the bigger picture. 4 are the baseball games. So you draw 4 circles. Well, what happens in those baseball games? That's our objects, 3. He hits 3, he gets 3 hits in each game. So those are our objects. So then we count it up. We solve 4 times 3 and we get 12. So evaluating is our picture and our multiplication equation. Now solving it is getting the answer of 12 and then labeling our answer hits. So that's cubes. Then 20 minutes today was spent on just working on our homework, and I was here to answer any questions. So if you pull out your weeks 12, 13, and 14, what it is assigned next is page 9. Now we're doing multiples of 3. So we're doing the same thing here. We're coloring in. You can use your pencil. Multiples of 3, and we're crossing out the ones that are not. And page 11. Now we're multiples of 6. Crossing off ones that are, not multiples of 6. Okay. And so during the 20 minutes, I had students work on page 11, page 9, any of these back pages, because all of these will be due. So some students worked on the back pages by showing, because you have to show your work. and then working on page 150A and 150B. So I was here to answer any questions. Then we moved on to our theme from yesterday. So we have, and they're a little mixed up, but we had jealousy, courage, honesty, and friendship. So theme, though, is what the author wants you to learn from the story. And an actual theme is a sentence, and you can apply it to your own life. So we used what happened in these cards to come up with full sentences for themes. So we'll do some at a time. So let's jump to friendship. And students, help me figure these out. So those are jealousy. I need to split them up real quick. So here is one, friendship. When she saw Jenny playing by herself, she asked her to play along with her and her friends. And then we have Randy heard two boys laughing at his pal, and he confronted him, so he stuck up to the bullies. So for friendship, students, help me come up with two themes. And you don't need to write this. You don't need to turn it in. I wanted it to be a conversation. So we have friendship. For the Randy, it's stick up for those in need. So John is the one that needed help. Randy is the one who stuck up for him. So we can't say, oh, the theme of this is Randy stuck up to the bullies for John. Well, you can't use that in your own life. You can't turn around and say, oh, when I see a guy named John, I'm going to stick up for him. Well, your name's not Randy either, so that doesn't make sense. So you need to turn in what the character did or what the character learned and create a sentence, which is stick up for those in need. With Heather seeing Jenny playing at recess, she showed kindness. So it could be as simple as show kindness to everyone. Because that's what Heather did. Heather showed kindness to Jenny. Next, we have honesty. So I just covered that up. Here's one. So we have, for honesty, Paul, when he found the $4 on the ground at Walmart, he wanted to buy a Hot Wheels car, but he didn't. He turned it in. So for honesty, what we can learn from, what we can learn from Paul is he was honest. In this situation, nobody is looking at him. No one's watching him. He decided to pick up the $4. He really wanted to buy a new Hot Wheel car, but he turned in the money in instead. What we can learn from Paul is always be honest. Even when nobody is looking. Nobody was looking at Paul and he was being honest. So that is what we learned. The next one, when playing in his grandmother's room, Rob broke her lamp. He didn't want to tell her, but he knew that he had to tell her. So we can learn Rob did not want to tell her. He didn't want to tell her. He was probably scared, worried, didn't want to get in trouble. So what we can learn from Rob is always be honest. Rob was honest, even when it's hard. It was hard for him to tell the truth, but he still did it. So the actual theme is always be honest, even when it's hard. Next one we have is courage. So for courage, we have Jeff trying out for baseball. He was terrified, but he still did his best. We have Paul so scared to mess up the spelling bee in front of everyone. So what can we learn from Paul and Jeff? Well, we can learn the same thing from both. We can show courage and always try your best. So no matter what, Show courage like Jeff and Paul. And just like Jeff and Paul did, try your best. That's what we can learn from them both. And then last, we have jealousy. So we have Gretchen is jealous of her baby sister. And then we have Jeff is jealous of his friend who has an awesome new bat. So jealousy, we have a couple. So we have, it's okay to feel some jealousy, but show kindness and be happy for others. So that's what we need to do. Instead of being jealous of the little sister, Gretchen needs to be kind. She may still feel jealous, but overcome that and be kind. Or if it's towards a friend, be happy for them. Jeff can probably still feel jealous of, oh, I really want that bat, but I'm going to be happy for him. I'm going to say, you know what? That is a cool bat. I'm happy for you. So we can use this in our own life, this theme. Or it can be just as simple as be thankful for what you have. Gretchen, instead of being jealous, could just be thankful that she has a little sister. Some people don't have siblings. Jeff could be happy for the bat he has. Some people don't have a baseball bat. So instead he can be like, I'm going to be thankful for what I have. All right. Then in your Wonders book, it is the textbook, page 118, Sailing to America. You can start reading that. We're probably going to work on it today and tomorrow. So you can use that. Read that story. And so you need to work on your math, work on your science, work on those all those worksheet papers in your packet. And then we do not have PE today. Thank you.